Okay, and here is my actual first PvP video. It's something new I'd like to try. In this probably about 20-some minute video, I'm going to be using a longsword primarily. It's new, so I believe the build was at a level 116 or 118 at the time. It's up to 120 now. This build is, I actually like the guy who created this on here on YouTube, but I just hate fighting the build. I think it's primarily meant for the whole gang hunting and everything, because the amount of damage it can do is just unreal, but it's not fun to fight against because it doesn't matter how good you are at toggle escaping, it doesn't matter what armor you have, it doesn't matter any of that, you will die if he gets hits, and normally I don't feel the need to, just turtle behind a magic resistant shield, but, if he's gonna get in 500 damage a hit and kill me in 3 hits, then there's nothing I'm gonna do. For a long time, actually, I was trying to do PvP with 0 poise. That was what I was doing. But I actually tried, going to 53, which is just the Wolf Ring and Katarina gauntlets here. The other pieces of the armor setup are the Painting Guardian Hood, which weighs 0.6, has next to no physical defense, but has like 49 or something magic resistance. And this whole setup in general is a very magic resistant. Magic resistance is somewhere near 360 or so, I want to say, with the 98. And humanity doesn't add defenses after 30, so. But with this amount of humanity, I think I have 330 or so physical and 360 magical. I am a huge fan of the Xanthus legs. I think they are really good, but as with the rest of the Xanthus set, which is ironic because it is used by a pyromancer, it has almost 0 fire defense. I mean, I think the legs plus 5 maxed out have like 10 fire defense or something. And some run, again, 60 magic, I think. But yeah, so that's the dingy top. It weighs 3. It's extremely good in my opinion. It's got, to my knowledge, one of the best curse resistances out of everything. Yeah, this. So I was using pyromancies kind of just to augment my. Normally I don't mind, backstabs. I hate. A fight is nothing but that. But when everybody's got these huge amounts of poise, the only way to counter a backstab is to counter backstab, and it makes it really uninteresting, and it's just not fun. Using the Composite Bow, as this build is a 2840. I would consider that a quality build right now, as I'm using the Longsword, which has a C scaling in both strength and dexterity, and I absolutely love its two-handed moveset. The two-handed heavy I am a huge fan of because it chains together ridiculously well, and it's just a very effective weapon. The longsword in general is kind of terrible, relative to most other weapons that people are going to use in PvP. One of the issues that you're going to come across is weapons. What the hell is that? Yeah, that's nothing I can do. So, like I was saying, the longsword, quality weapons I feel do get cheated. For example, I checked, and the Gold Tracer, which swings way faster, has, I believe, about the same poise break, causes bleed, has a higher attack rating than even the Longsword two-handed, and I think that's just wrong. So, yeah, I do feel that quality weapons get cheated. They can come up with a pretty serious amount of damage. See, these are the guys that I just hate fighting. The Hornet Ring, Chaos Rapier, Giants full of it's just not fun to fight because you can't do anything against them. Wrath of Gods. Yeah. It's only force, and usually I don't want force at all. But generally, Force and Wrath of the Gods are used by this kind of guy just to backstab. You know, you dead angle Wrath of the Gods and then rush in for the backstab. And I think that's a completely viable tactic. It's not the cheapest thing, but see, that's a lightning rapier. That's yeah, of course I'm trying to circle him there, but Firewood, it actually does some ridiculous damage if it hits. I think this is a really, again, I said I was trying to use the pyromancies. I have 40 dexterity. See, like that. That's just trash, it is. Okay, tongue pies. And this kind of guy, every time you swing, he's just gonna poise backstab you. And it's just frustrating to fight against. Anybody with giants and can still fast run. It's intimidating, to say the least. Yeah. I think the only reason that he hasn't backstabbed me more is because he's been blocking. So, yeah, it's, I feel there's not a lot I can do. But, you know, that's whatever. So, like I was saying, the longsword, it's not especially effective, I wouldn't say. In that most strength or dexterity weapons are going to outclass it easily, and that's frustrating. Because, you know, if I make a 40 dexterity build and still have, let's say, 12 base strength or something, that's 16 levels I could put into vitality and have 56, or, you know, I could change it up to the faith build as well, you know, something like that. I could make it a more diverse build, but I was like, oh, I've never made a quality build before, really, so I think 40-40 would have made me take away from my endurance a lot, and I planned on encountering a lot more dark magic than I did, because during this whole time, it wasn't actually that much. I mean, see, this is where I say it's a quality build weapon, because yes, the scaling is there for, you know, backstabs and things, but that two-handed R2 can just be chained beautifully, and it just stun locks so well. I hate fighting rapiers because they do so little damage, and you're just like, oh, okay. And then they get in one hornet backstab, and it's, you know, 1,000 health or something, 1,000 vitality, and it just gets kind of ridiculous. This guy, I saw him with the reinforced glove, and I was like, okay, I have only ever used that on my soul level 1, and reinforced, it's not a bad weapon. And then I see him with the pyromancies, and it's like, oh, I better not lose to level 1. I'm not saying the pyromancies are not at all viable, obviously I'm using them, but it's just like, please, that would be embarrassing. I opted not to use the Great Combustions, the Black Flame, all the ones that I feel are very cheap as far as pyromancies go. So obviously this guy, he's a very low level because he's exclusively using pyromancies. And if you look at the soul count, it's only 320. He's a level 1. So definitely, you know, commend him for that. So here we go. Right here. Yeah, level 1s. I remember I had a level 24 Dark Wraith. Essentially just a, you know, mid-rolling giant dad build just to, you know, try it out a couple months back. And see, I think Red Tearstone is especially effective against, or with this bow, because two-handing it, you got the 40-40 scaling, and it scales a C with both. Because, yeah, I tried to parry there and I screwed it up. Yeah, so, like I said, it actually does some pretty serious damage. So you've got that going on, but with the poison arrows, it's not meant to do a ton of damage. Usually I'll switch off to large arrows or something after the poison is inflicted. But like I said, you know, I had done a large part, I would say, of my PvP with the 0 poise, you know, just going black leather a lot of the time. This, I think, is the funniest way to look at Dark Rain. Just that you can infinitely roll through a constant stream of fire. It's funny to me. You know, just those frames are just crazy. So that's that. I said the moveset on this longsword is good, but it does less damage for the same stats as even a katana. It doesn't have bleed, and it takes, you know, it just takes stats that I don't. This guy, I was fighting with him, and another invader came in and, you know, just kind of, I think it was a hornet, large club or something. It wasn't a great club, but, you know, it was some kind of, and, that red right there fought him off. So I just gave him the, humanity, dropped that down, kind of as I do like seeing, I actually, until I had started using the longsword, I had never seen, for the most part, people using this. And something that most people don't know, the arrows can be used with the Leo ring. I know the crossbow can, but it does get counter damage, and that's why I will let trading hits happen even with a bow, because I do have this amount of poise. Fire Surge, it's good as it's more a psychological kind of thing. It doesn't do hardly any poise damage, it doesn't do a lot of damage, it doesn't do a lot. It can be, this is a max Ascended Flame, but I'm saying without the Bellowing Dragon Quest ring, without the Crown of Dust, it doesn't do a lot of damage. It does. It's mostly to make people dodge in the direction you want to, you know, all that kind of thing, because they are trying to avoid an attack, and yes, it will do damage, but it's not nearly what would come out of a Great Combustion or anything else. So, yeah, just using the longsword here. I've got Great Fireball, I do like. See, trading hits here. I'm trying to anyway. And hitting 200 some just with poison arrows. Not even, you know, large arrows, nothing special, just poison arrows. And pretty good numbers. It's actually impressive. This is gonna sound stupid, but I love getting parried because I hate those fights that are nothing but backstab. And whenever I get parried, I'm just like, oh, well, that's, you know, I screwed up, and I like seeing skill on the other player's side. I don't like just, I hate more than anything more than, see, I've only encountered, I want to say, one hacker, and it was actually here in the Burg with that instant karmic justice, infinite health, all that crazy nonsense. And I was just like, this, because, you know, I was kind of playing it safe, I was just trying to run it around, and then I got in a backstab. I was like, wait a minute, wait. And then he starts, and then I go up and try to, you know, hide up on there, on the spawn point for invaders, and he just backs me against a wall. He keeps kicking me with the shield, and I was like, what is with this guy? You know, because I was thinking that he was just, I was like, is he just really cocky or what? But see, I don't feel especially bad about backstabs with the longsword here. Because they do 500 damage at most, and it's really bad. Like I said, I mean, see, 21 damage for Fire Surge. That's 21 damage for not rolling, having a little bit of a recovery time, having, you know, to attune a slot for that out of my only 3. You know, it's not meant to deal damage unless you have those weapon, or the, you know, the Dusk Crown, or Crown of Dusk, and, Bellying Dragon Crest, and all that to supplement its power. So, this guy, I looked at him, and I was like, okay, I was like, he's got the Taurus Demon's Axe, he's not using an actual shield for parrying. I figured he was just trying to meet a weight limit with the Dark Hand, and I was pretty confident he was going to be a Hornet Fisherman right there, but and let's see, 536 backstab, that's, if I had a great sight, if I had, see, I deserve that completely, but that I can't explain. That kind of pisses me off. I'm just like, what? Yeah. So I've got a pretty ridiculous looking armor setup here, but I've been using it more often. So the Painting Guardian hood, the dingy top, Katarina gauntlets solely for the fact that they have 13 poison, when combined with the wolf ring, that's 53, which is good. It's enough to get me through basically everything. Yeah, so that's the red tear stone. Look at it. 3 hits for 1500 damage. Through armor and everything else. So, yeah, like I was saying, I think that bowing in PvP is just ridiculous, because most of the time I've been getting into a forest hunting movie, and you always see it, either that or the point down or, you know, any of that. But you always see it in these guys that one-shot you or do some crazy, just a completely unfair and not at all what I would consider honorable or, you know, whatever idea you're using with that tactic. See that fire whip? That is extremely effective in Red Tearstone. Because I want to say it hits twice. Well, you know, it uses up 20, 21 casts or something when you actually use it. But it hits twice. And then if you use the Chaos one on top of that, which I did switch to during my forest hunting, rather than Fire Surge and Fire Whip, I just switched the Chaos Fire Whip because on ganking you're never gonna but yeah, so like I said, the longsword, I feel it and other quality weapons are very underpowered because you can very easily get, with the same, you know, dexterity stat even, a higher damaging, lighter, usually bleed, you know, just a much stronger weapon, and often lighter. And I think that that's not the way it should be. For more stat investment, you shouldn't get a weaker weapon. So he's got the blood shield. I know I can't poison him. So of course he's hiding up there, and you know, that's... I'm not especially good at fighting spear guys, by that I mean I'm kind of terrible at it. But, see, he switches to the rapier here, and that makes me kind of, uneasy. I think, I don't know if it did anyways what, but yeah, see,